YouTube world. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with this video. Instead of my normal day of fishing, where I'm just kind of filming you and showing you what I caught that day, I'm going to be making like a little montage sort of thing from all the big tarpon I got last year on my Live to Fish paddleboard. I can't stress enough how much I really like this board. It's been a pleasure working with the company. Had 7 Seas Media come over and do like a little interview sort of thing of how I rig the board, so we'll show you that too. And it's just kind of like a really cool mix of everything from last season to get everyone pumped up for summertime flatness with bait everywhere and tarpon going crazy. BMW Florida, you win the free sticker, or the free hat, I'm sorry, for the last video. Go ahead and send me an email, we'll take care of that for you and get it out. And then we'll do another sticker giveaway. Just visit the website, h2ovinyldesigns.com. You can see a link in the description. And that's where all my hats are. That's where all my stickers are. Check them all out. If you want to order something, feel free to order it. I appreciate that. And I really appreciate all the people and all the new subscribers and viewers that we have on the channel. So let's get into it.
What's going on, guys? My name is Joey Antonelli, and I'm here with my L2 Fish model paddleboard by Livewatersports. The type of fishing that I do on this, it's tarpon fishing on the beach, and they're big tarpon, anywhere from 50 pounds up to 150 pounds or more. And I'm gonna tell you why this board is such a great board for doing that type of fishing. First off, the stability is something you really need to have. These fish, they're gonna tow you around for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, hour and a half. And you need something that you can be towed around in the waves with and have a really, really stable board under you. And that's why the catamaran design of this board is something I really like. The waves, they kind of can flow right through the board. It's just a really stable feel. You can actually stand on the board all the way on one pontoon and you're not gonna flip it. For the type of gear that I'm using, it's mostly spinning gear. Sometimes I will use a conventional setup, but for this type of fishing, it's slow trolling is the way that I'm normally fishing them. So when you're going paddleboard fishing, really less is more because you got to carry all this stuff down the beach. So what I'm doing is basically three things. I usually throw the 8-foot cast net. I'm gonna be throwing in roughly say 10 to 15 foot of water. So you do need a little bit of a bigger net, which is where the stability of the board really comes into play. I got my tackle bag. This is gonna be everything you need that is not sitting on the board right now. I just use a simple backpack, put it on my back, tighten the straps all the way, and just punch right through the surf. And then once I get out there, you can lay it on the board because the board is so stable. For the rod, I like to use anywhere from a medium to heavy setup, and usually around 8 to 9 foot range. And I like the spinning setup. It's just real easy to cast out to a fish for if you do get the opportunity to sight fish one of these tarpon. For the leader, I fish from 50 to 80 pound mono, and the hook is anywhere from a 5-0 all the way up to a 10-0 circle hook, depending on how big your bait is, kind of match your bait. If you're trolling a finger mullet, you don't want to be using some giant 10-0 hook. You want to dial it down to that 5-0. Sight casting, pretty easy. Just sight cast to the fish, and if he eats it, he eats it. Other than that, I'm trolling for him. And when I'm trolling for him, I fish the rod in the rod holder on a light drag. That way when the fish hits, I can get the rod out of the rod holder very easily and proceed to hook up on the fish and fight the fish. If you fish with a tight drag, it has all that pressure on it. It's hard to get the rod out of the rod holder. Now the rod holders are actually a pretty big deal. These are made by Yak Attack, and by itself, it doesn't work for my application because when these things are hit, it's hit hard, and this rod holder will flex back. So all this is a little piece of hardware, some kind of hook you can get over at the hardware store, and it's just a little piece of paracord, and it's just like a brace, so when it gets hit, it doesn't move anywhere. Something else I use is a carabiner on a piece of paracord, and this is used for actually a couple different reasons. When I'm trolling, a lot of times, I'll just clip it on the reel like that, just in case something was to happen and the rod gets pulled over somehow, I'm not gonna lose the rod. When I'm going in and out of the surf, if I'm punching through waves, I want something in case I do flip, I'm not gonna lose the rod. And then also, when landing the tarpon and fighting the fish, if I need to put the rod down when I'm trying to actually land the fish, if the fish takes off and pulls the rod, I can still get the rod back. Another use for the carabiner, which is definitely one of the really big uses, after you land your fish, put the rod back in the rod holder, and like I said, these fish are 150 pounds or so. You take one of these fish grips, which while they're no good for pulling a big old fish out of the water because you can do some damage, you're gonna clip this onto the fish's mouth, and you're gonna clip it to the carabiner, and you're just gonna let the fish sit in the water as you proceed to paddle. Because these fish are so beat, if you just let him go, he's gonna sink, and it's really hard to revive him on a board that's just drifting with the wind. So you leave that in the water, it's tied to your board, you're paddling, the fish starts to get its life back, starts to kick a little, all you do is just unhook it, and the fish swims off and strong enough to swim away and fight again another day. So I get a lot of people asking me about how they load this thing in and out of the truck, people thinking they can't do it by themselves. And the board's really only 50 pounds, so it's not hard to do. It's very easy to do by yourself even, and takes, I'd say, somewhere around 30 seconds to load it in the truck and secure it in the truck. And so when you're loading the board into the truck, rest one end of the board on the tailgate and rest the other end of the board on the pavement or on the ground. Then you're gonna walk over towards the back of the board, and at an upward angle, you're sliding it into the truck. Next, you're gonna strap it in using a single ratchet strap, go over one pontoon and under the other pontoon and crank it down. And it doesn't have to be crazy tight. The board bounces in the truck as it is. This is just to secure it there when you're accelerating. Put all your other gear in there, and that's about it. The water's warming up, the bait will be showing up on the beach soon, and I'm just looking forward to this season, getting out on some big tarpon and snook on the paddle boards. We'll see you guys out there with some more of the action videos.
So in the next few weeks, these fish should start to really show up in some numbers on the beaches around here in central east coast of Florida. And if this looks like something you want to do, it's really not that hard, especially with the Livewatersports board because it's so stable. If this looks like something you want to do, hit me up. I will be doing tarpon tours this summer. I'll have an extra live to fish board, and depending on how many people are going, I could probably get enough boards for everyone. Contact me, and then once the fish show up, I'll go ahead and let you know, and we'll schedule something, and I'll figure out my pricing and everything for you as well then too. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks all for watching. Later.